What's up everyone, Jason Turley here, back with another video. Today we're once again on picoCTF in their Pico Gym portion, where we can practice and play around with previous capture the flag challenges. So we're still in the web exploitation category, and I did already record and solve challenges for MatchTheRegex and SOAP. However, I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention and there was no audio for those videos. So I will come back and I will redo these challenges now, starting with MatchTheRegex. So it won't be my first time solving it because I already did that, but the audio got messed up. Maybe I hit mute. I don't know. Maybe I unplugged the microphone. So it won't be my raw initial first look at this challenge, but that shouldn't really matter. I will explain everything as I go. So MatchTheRegex, the description reads, how about trying to match a regular expression? And then the website is running here. So we can open that up in a new tab and we can peek at the hint if we want, because there's no shame in looking at hints when you're just learning and just starting out. So access the web page and try to match the regular expression associated with the field. So a regular expression, what is that? It is just a pattern matching. So if you're familiar with the command grep, which is installed by default on Linux distributions, grep is actually an acronym. It stands for Global Regular Expression Print. So you can give it different patterns, different search strings, and you can use that to find and filter through files on your file system, as well as you can just pipe different commands into grep and you can just find certain patterns. So it's a very popular command, very popular, something you should 100% add to your toolkit. But enough about that. So let's go to this website. We see the title. It just has this banner that says picoCTF, valid input, and then some type of input box and a submit button. So we can type in anything we want here. Let's just type in, please subscribe, hit enter, and this alert pops up. It gives us our host name and port, and it yells at us saying, wrong match, try again. Okay, what about, I don't know, ABC123? Once again, wrong match, try again. So what's going on here? Looking at the challenge hint, we can kind of surmise that we need to enter some type of regular expression. But the regular expression for what? Like what pattern are we trying to match in this case? So if we scroll down, we're looking at the source code. We see the form here. So on submit, once we hit that submit button, send request. And if we peek ahead, we see down here in this script tag, denoting that this is a JavaScript function. So this is the client-side code that is being run on this website. So this is the function, send request. It's going to grab whatever in that name input field, which in this case, whatever is inside this input box. And what is it going to do? So it's going to grab that name. So whatever we enter, so we entered please subscribe, it's going to save that in a variable called val or value. And then it's going to make a get request to the page called flag. And it's going to give it the parameter of whatever we entered. So if we can do this. So if we grab this IP address, copy, slam it in here. Right now, we're just looking at the root. We're just looking at like the index HTML, right? So if I do index.html, okay, maybe it's index.php. I don't know. Anyway, so this is the root flag or root file. This is like the main page, for lack of a better term, but we can go to a subpage, so /flag, and we do get a result. It's not an error code, but it is a response, some JSON that says wrong match, try again, and that's exactly what we saw when we typed in something here. So we can provide the input value. We don't need to use that text box. We can just do it directly. Wonder Boys, hit enter, and we see we get the same thing, wrong flag, try again. So what are we trying to find? If we look here on line 57, we do see a comment, and we know it's a comment because it has these two slashes. So this is not actually being run on the server. It's just commented out. It's just a note to the developer. So what is this? We see P ... F. and then exclamation point, question mark. Well, if we're looking at a regular expression, right, some type of pattern matching, what does this look like? This looks like the start of our flags. Because if you've done picoCTF before, if you've done it for any amount of time, we know that all our flags have the same format. They have the same structure, right? It's always going to be picoCTF, with the CTF being capital. We're going to have an open and closing brace, and then we're going to have some text in here, right? We're going to have maybe some type of phrase or some type of cheeky saying like regex for the win. And then at the end, they have like some special characters. And we know it won't always be letters. Sometimes they inject numbers. So instead of like an E, it might be a 3. So we know it's something along this line. But how do we match this, right? We know picoCTF, if we're looking for that pattern, this is pretty simple, right? This is pretty self-explanatory. We can just hard code, give this to the input. I can slam it in here if I really wanted. Oh, wow, that worked. Cool. So we didn't even need any extra regular expression, any extra details. That's cool. So if I just do it just like that, nice, it prints out the flag. That's actually surprising. The first time I did this, I didn't think this would work, so I didn't even try it. So if we just do picoCTF, it will give us the flag. I wonder if I take out these curly braces and I just leave it at picoCTF. Nice. So it does kind of cheese it out. I wonder why. Because previously, and you can see all my like command history, all the stuff I've ran before in this drop-down menu, right? Okay, we want to use some type of regular expression pattern, and I'll pull up a cheat sheet as well. But /D means match a digit, /W means match a word. So match any digit or word, with a plus sign being any number of times. So match any number of digits and words. And then this caret at the beginning means match starting from the beginning. So I can take that out. And nice, that still works. So I don't think this is the most robust regular expression parser or the most robust backend system. We'd also do a period, which will match any number of characters. So exclamation points, special characters, numbers, digits. It'll match anything except for spaces, because we know our flags don't have any type of spaces. They don't have any type of tabs, any type of new lines in them. But we see, hey, it really doesn't matter too much for this particular challenge. If this was a more, I guess, robust or more fine-tuned system, it would filter on those things and it would matter. And if we really wanted, just for completion, we could pull up a regex cheat sheet. This is the one I used in my previous solve, the one that I recorded that didn't have audio. Again, forgive me for that. So we see /D, it'll match one digit, and they give an example. So if you do file underscore and then like 2/Ds, and it'll match like this. It'll match 2 digits. So not the most complex thing in the world, but however, if you've never used regular expressions before, they can be pretty confusing. They can be pretty daunting. Well, on the bright side, once you do learn a regular expression, once you do learn the syntax or you reference the cheat sheet, it's pretty much universal for any type of programming language or scripting language. So a regular expression that you use in this like web portal, it will carry over to like Bash or Python or Perl or Ruby or C or PowerShell. So that's a good thing. You really only need to learn the syntax once, maybe twice, and then for the most part, it'll work on different systems. So that's how I solved it, right? You can easily just use, I didn't realize it was that simple. In the previous video, let's see, I did use this one. So a dot, we saw a dot will match right here any character except a line break. So any type of new line. So that's cool. That's all good and dandy. So I come back here, where is it? To this request. That's nice. But let's see if we can automate this a bit. Let's see if we can write a little bit of code. So I'm gonna open up my shell, and I just like using curl. You could probably use other tools as well. So if I slam that into curl, it does give me some issues. I don't think it loves that syntax. What if I wrap it in quotes? Maybe because it's bash. Let's see. Let's escape these. There we go. So it wanted me to escape them. What if I use single quotes? Okay. Probably because the curly braces are some type of special character in bash. All right, so there we go. We get our flag, but let's clean this up a little bit. I only want this picoCTF successful MatchTheRegex. I don't want these extra curly braces, and I don't want this flag stuff at the beginning. So let's pipe this into cut, and let's specify some type of delimiter. So we can delimit on this colon here, or we can just play around. Let's see if we can delimitate on this double quote and specify field of 1 just to start. So we see we do get all this like status information. We do get like this extra syntax and extra verbose information that curl likes to print. So we don't want that. So let's silent it with tac S. So now we just get this curly brace, but that's not exactly what we want. Because if this is oh my goodness, if this is the delimiter, and this is the first field, this curly brace, the second field is flag, the third field is this colon, so the fourth field must be this. So let's specify field of 4, and now we get just the flag. And if we really wanted to, we can grab this, open up some type of text editor or some type of shell script. Let's call this getFlag.sh. Specify user bin bash, because that's the interpreter. Slam in our code, exit and save. And now we can just run bash get flag, and just like that, we get the flag. Now it won't be perfect because this instance is on a timer. So we see it has 2 minutes left, and then it's going to give us, oh, it just restarted. So we know it's going to give us a new IP address and a new port eventually. And right now we just have the IP address and port hard coded. So if we get a new instance on a different port, this script won't work. So you can do some things to like change this. You can make this like a variable or something you specify on the command line. So then you just have to do get flag .sh and then specify the port. That's an exercise for the reader. I think that's really it. So we saw a few different ways of how to get this flag. Yeah, so I learned something new because I was doing the actual regex from this cheat sheet and trying to make it as like exact and as precise and verbose as possible, but it doesn't seem like you even need that. If you can just do the picoCTF, it looks like that's good enough for this case. There we have it. That's it for that challenge. I'll see you guys soon where I re-record the soap challenge. A quick little update, a quick little housekeeping note. So I do now have a microphone arm, so it should make my video quality sound a lot better, a lot more crisp. I know some of you guys were rightfully upset with how my quality was. It wasn't always the best. And another quick note, the reason I've kind of been not making videos for a while, the reason I've been on a hiatus, if I go to my YouTube channel and click on the community tab, I did make a post a few days ago about me finally completing the penetration tester course from Hack the Box. So this is the CPTS. I did make an initial review video about this several months ago. So check that out if you do want to know more about what this course is. So it's a penetration testing course very similar to the OSCP, Offensive Security Certified Professional course. So I finally finished it. Now all that's left is to finally take the exam, which I will do this month. So any questions you guys have, please go to this post and comment them. I see a few people have already asked some questions, so I will answer. But if you don't want them to be publicly on this like page, on this forum where everyone can see them, Please reach out to me over like Twitter DMs or LinkedIn DMs, and I will respond there as well. So any tips, advice, methodology, note-taking, anything like that, I will try to answer. I can't provide the exact cheat sheets and the exact notes I have from the course because that is paid for material. But if you're just curious, hey, how do I even set up notes for pen testing in general? What is your methodology like when you're going from box to box to box in an Active Directory environment, web hacking, etc.? I'm happy to answer stuff like that. Because this was a huge course. It did have over 400 different like subsections and modules to conquer. That's really it. That's kind of why I've been gone. I kind of just been grinding to finish that. Hopefully the goal is to take the exam this month, and then I'll of course share my results with you guys. As always, take it easy and see you guys in the next video.